And we should be good now. All right. Welcome, everybody. I'm excited for this. This is the first interview on the channel. And we have a great first guest. Kallee Brookes is here for an interview. Welcome, Kallee.
Hi,
How you
Kobe.
doing
I
today?
didn't know I was your first interview.
You're my first interview, yeah, on this channel. I've had a lot of people that I'm lining up, but you're the first. You are the first.
Oh, well, I feel so lucky. I had no idea.
Yeah, and we have a treat, guys. Not only is Kallee in media for a bunch of different things, but she's also um, into VeVe, into VeVe. So we got a few different perspectives, and yeah, I think it's gonna be a great conversation. My comments aren't popping up, so I'm just gonna quickly see what the deal is with that.
Okay, I just went to
Um,
your YouTube. I do see that we are live, so that's cool.
okay, we're live. Looks good.
Oh, I can see the comments on YouTube here.
You can, eh? Okay.
On my phone.
All right, I'll pull up my phone for the comments, but
Hi, Don.
we'll start off.
Hi,
I think
Jay.
before we get into the VV side and things like that, I think we'll ask a few questions about you, just get to know you a little bit.
Okay.
Um, so you are into music. You're a voice actress and also um, a TV and movie actress. So
Yes.
tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got started, what were maybe your launching pads or things that kind of got you into that career.
Well, I always say I'm an actor first, and
Okay.
voice actress and music artist second. I've been acting since I was 8, and I was in a Disneyland commercial when I was a kid, and that's how I got started. Then just a bunch of little roles, and pretty much that's been my acting career, just co-stars and guest starring roles. Um, and because I just was always hoping for like this huge lead role in a TV show, which has not come yet, but just because it hasn't come doesn't mean that it won't. But that's how I ended up making music and doing voiceovers, because I had so much free time. um, and then people are always like, oh, your voice, you sound like a cartoon character. And I was really lucky to get signed with a big agent, one of the top agents for voiceovers. And right now I'm on a show on Cartoon Network on Adult Swim called Teenage Euthanasia. And I was in one
Okay.
episode in season 1, and they brought me back for season 2. I'm in the entire season. So I'm so excited about that. That should be airing in October on Adult Swim and HBO Max. And then I did a kids show called Go Get Kit, and that's going to be on Nick Jr. And we start recording for that this fall, and it'll probably be out in spring. And yeah, within all the time that I'm waiting to book acting jobs, I'm making music here in my home studio. Um, and I've released a lot of music as an independent artist. I'm on Apple Music and Spotify. And I made a song for VeVe called the VeVe Anthem with my friends Will with the NFTs and Sav Dad. And that comes out this Friday. So excited about it.
Very nice. Yeah. So you have a growing resume, and you're still very young. So you have a lot ahead of you, and I'm sure you're gonna land all the roles that you want and everything like that. With NFTs and music, so you're releasing a VV Anthem. Is this your first sort of like crypto project, NFT project, or were you did you
Yes,
jump in from somewhere else?
this is my first one. And it just has happened so organically too. Will with the NFTs, he's the one that got Sav Dad and I into VeVe, and we all make music together and just have such a great time. But we're VeVe addicts, so it just so happened that we came up with this hook, and then we made this song, and we were like, guys, this is really good. Sharing it with people, and
Nice.
even people that aren't into VeVe are digging the song, and it makes them curious, like, what are you singing about? And I sent it to Alex G, and he was like, can I premiere this on Don't AMA? And it's just kind of snowballed. And we weren't even planning on releasing it as an NFT, but we've connected with someone in the community. His name is Dave, and he's helping us figure out how to release it as an NFT. So that's going to come next. First, we're going to release the song on Spotify and Apple Music, YouTube, just for everyone to be able to stream and listen to, and then probably about 2 weeks after that, we're going to release it as an NFT, and we have some really cool artwork made for it. So we're really excited about that.
I love that. That's I want to dive in a little bit more on the NFT and music side, but sticking with you jumping on to VeVe, did you know about crypto, or was kind of like the user friendliness, kind of plug in a credit card, was that appealing to you? Or were you
Did
just
I know
already in the
about what?
game?
You
Was
froze up
like
on me.
the Oh, sorry. Like, was the user friendliness, like the just plug in a credit card and buy some gems? Was that um, kind of appealing to you, or did you already have like the crypto side and things like that
How
with
did you
BB?
know I maxed out my credit cards? Who told you?
I got people.
um, yeah, the user friendliness was definitely appealing. I maxed out several credit cards.
Don't blame me.
But I had already been into stocks. My stepdad got me into stocks, so I already had that background. And then before VeVe, I got Omi, and thank
Nice.
you with the NFTs for encouraging me to get in there.
That I
He had
will.
Omi, yeah, he had Omi, and he was like, "Don't want to leave you behind. You don't want to get left behind, you know." So you should do this, and I did it, even though I didn't really understand. But I was like, I could tell by his enthusiasm, and I definitely FOMO hard. So I was like, "Don't leave me, don't get rich without me." So I put money into Omi, but I went from stocks to Omi to VeVe, and I think that's why it was just easy for me to make that transition, as opposed to people that I try to encourage to get into it who have never invested in anything. It's hard for them to wrap their minds around, but my mind was already open that way.
Without a doubt, I think that you having just investing experience is pretty important with VV, because we're buying things for a lot of money on the VV app, and they're being treated like assets. So I think that definitely has a huge um, that's a huge factor for you having the collection that you have and just knowing what to do. So I noticed yesterday you picked up a second bubbles.
Hmm.
That's
That's
a
what
big
I decided
investment,
to
right?
do on the, huh?
That's a big pickup.
Yeah, there's a big pickup. And I think it's funny, like, everyone is, you know, chasing Boba Fett, and I was like, I'm gonna buy another Bubbles.
It's a good play. Bubbles. I held her one time. I held her for a few times actually, but um, yeah. So you've been in VV for how long now? And what was the first kind of collectible or drop? Or I know Will. Shout out Will once again. Brought you on. But what was the timeline? What was it like when you first joined? And how's your journey kind of been? Looking at your collection, looks great. Looks great.
Thank you. I joined Phoebe September 2021, so I definitely am an OG. Um,
Damn.
yeah, and my first collectible that I got was a gift from Dad. He gifted me the Fantastic Four Secret Rare comic.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. And at the time when he gifted it to me, I think it was 4.6K when he gifted it to me. And quickly I watched it rise up to 8K. And that's just where all the excitement began, where I was like, oh, wow, like I can really make some money in here. And the first drop that I went for, which I hit on the drop, I'm actually very, very successful when it comes to the drops. I don't really
Let's
know
go.
why. There's very lucky. Yeah, I have a high drop rate. I would say about 50% of the drops I go for, I get something. Though
Let's go. I'm
though
happy to hear
all
that.
of the all the comics I've been going for recently have been common. I'll get 2, 3 commons and just be like, okay, I'm gonna stop
I hear you.
because you can buy
Comic
them
books are
after
rough.
for $2. Hmm.
Comic books are
Oh,
tough
but
for sure.
comics are tough. Um, but the first drop I went for was Tales of Suspense, and I got an uncommon on that
Um,
drop. It's just so thrilling. It's so exciting. So easy to get addicted to.
For sure, especially when you hit well, right? It definitely brings you back. And what I say, and what VeVe's kind of doing and giving them a big advantage with, is just the power of IP. Um, you don't really need to sell Spider-Man. There is a million fans that have passed away that were Spider-Man fans, and a million fans not born yet, right? So the power of the IP, I think, is also addicting, right? You wanna just keep collecting. So definitely cool to hear that. And
Yeah,
um,
keep collecting because I definitely came in as an investor, just a greedy little investor looking to get rich and make lots of money. And now I don't know how I'm going to part with any of my collectibles. That's why I had to get another bubbles because I was like, I'm never going to sell her. I feel like she's becoming like the collectibles that I have, my bubbles and the 1901 Walt, my Fantastic Four comic, like they're becoming a part of my identity, especially my VeVe identity. So then if I sell them, it's like, who am I anymore?
it becomes, yeah, for sure, it becomes like a kind of an expression, right? So
Mhm.
especially with both things in the VeVe app already, with like your profile and your VeVe feed, being able to share your comic book collection with Star Wars fans and Disney fans and art fans, and um, yeah, it's definitely a cool ecosystem that VeVe's built.
Mhm.
Were you a collector before VeVe, or is it just like, all right, now that's what I'm doing?
The only thing that I am a collector of are is old dollar bills.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, like I collect
that's really
old,
cool.
yeah, old hundreds, old 50s, fives, like the really old ones though. I have a nice collection of those.
Very cool. I don't know anybody that collects that. Are those hard to come by, or is that like,
But
yeah, I
whenever
bet.
I would
Eh?
I would keep it and not spend them, now I have a nice little stack.
So with your music NFTs, so one thing that music and NFTs are gonna kind of work with each other on, and just kind of add to each other's industries, is being able to um, have your licensor fee on it, right? So you can make a Kallee Brookes NFT, and different fans, especially some of your favorite fans, can get a little bit closer to you and get a little bit more connected. What are some of the upsides that you have heard about NFTs in terms of music? And um, you said you were planning on releasing one of your songs as an NFT. Is it going to be similar to Wonderfuls, where it's like a royalty thing, or is it going to be more of like a fan of Kallee Brookes that wants to own a little bit of history along the way?
Actually, Wonderful is helping us figure that out. He sent us a lot of information on how he went about that, and it is our first time releasing a music NFT. With the royalties, I mean, we just finished with the artwork. So we figured out that we're going to mint a certain amount of mints. I'm not going to say yet. I don't want to give all the
Okay.
details away, but we're going to mint
Yeah, no,
a
no,
certain
keep it
amount of
secret.
mints, certain amount of mints on OpenSea. We want it to be affordable. We're not trying to make a bunch of money off of this. We really just want it to be for anybody who wants to own a part of the music. So I guess like with the royalties is, I don't know yet. I don't know yet. There's people that are helping me with all this, and I don't want to sit here and act like I even understand all of it yet.
There's so
I'm more
much that
the
you can
art
do.
person, huh?
Yeah, there's definitely so much you can do. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh,
You're saying the artwork?
yeah, I'm definitely the artist. So I had a lot to do with creating the art.
One use case that I see for NFTs and musicians, right, is um, for your biggest supporters and your biggest fans, right? You might know who your biggest fans are right now already, but it might be hard to filter through. Sorry, I'm just gonna plug my laptop in really quick before it dies. Sorry, give me 1 second.
Okay,
Split
I'm gonna look
second.
at some comments.
All right. We're
I'm
good.
Big A. I
All
make
right.
music and voice acting. Oh. Hi, Jumpstart Janie. This is so cool.
Yeah, I got to catch up with these comments. So one use case that I see, right? It might be hard to filter through Instagram and Twitter and everybody, and try to connect with fans. But with NFTs, it kind of makes that a little bit more easier in terms of having access, right? So it might be certain fans that hold a Kallee Brookes NFT have access to a private Discord or a private group chat or private newsletters or maybe early releases or things like that that excites them. And when you're an up and coming artist or you're a new artist, your first NFT might be something huge one day, right? Kallee Brookes might be a worldwide sensation, and that first NFT and your biggest supporters might get rewarded for holding that. And along the way, your licensor fee is attached to it the whole time, so you get rewarded as well, as long as you grow and as long as your NFTs um, kind of provide that utility and have a use case for your fans. So I think that's one of the biggest things that I see. Have you dived into that at all? Do you look at that as some sort of a use case, or what do you think
Yes,
about
we're
that?
definitely trying to figure out what kind of utility we want to add to it. We want to put a performance in spatial. So we're thinking maybe we can add some kind of token to the NFT, and then you won't have
Very
to
nice.
pay to come in there. If you have the NFT, you can just come and see the performance and then hang out with us and chat with us. And then also, I thought it would be really cool to maybe send some kind of physical, maybe make like posters of the artwork and we can all sign it or something, send something really cool. I don't know, some kind of stuffed animal or something in the mail, because I think that that's really cool, like when you can have something that you can hold as well.
Yeah, I think that'd be really cool. And yeah, you can verify that kind of stuff too with the NFT tech. So I think that definitely adds to it. Um, yeah, definitely a lot of use
Hmm.
cases for the NFT side. You said you were thinking of doing virtual performances or shows, but in spatial.
Yes, we're already figuring that out. We're going to be performing in spatial. We're building a stage, and I want to put together some kind of music festival and have other artists there. Maybe we can team up with Non Fungible Wonderful
I think you definitely
and do
could.
like, yeah. We're working on that
So
now.
the king, Kings of Leon. I think I'm pretty sure it's Kings of Leon, but Kings of Leon released the first ever music album NFT, and it was kind of in a blind box format where I think it was 10 people got a golden album, and what that golden album gave them access to was front row seats to all their concerts forever. And they can obviously sell that NFT and trade it around the platforms and stuff until maybe it gets in the hands of the biggest fans. So I like that idea with sending physical things, even spatial invites and things like that. I think you guys do really good with that. Um,
Hmm.
do you have more planned in the works with VeVe? Maybe releasing something with them, or
Alex did hint to me that maybe we could do some kind of collab. I haven't
okay,
pressed him on it yet. I think they definitely want to see how well this song does and what happens after that. Um, and then there's also potential that we might be able to perform with them at Decon in Anaheim in November. So I'm also speaking with Alex about that. But nothing is set in stone. So, but he's been throwing me some little little lines. I'm trying to catch them.
for sure. I think that'll be really cool with everything that you're doing, right? With your career, with NFTs, with your personal life, and with being a pioneer right now, right? In a brand new space. How do you try to find that work life balance, and or is there no work life balance? Is it just the grind years, and how do you deal with that?
There really is no balance because I'm still auditioning for TV shows. I had a huge audition last week. I just auditioned for a kid show on the Disney Channel um, for voiceover. And we're putting this music together. I still have to make money somehow. There's just like, I feel like it's just all muddled together. And every day I get so much done, and I have a long list of stuff, but I don't really feel like there's balance. I feel like I'm just like constantly doing and keeping up with VeVe. And every time I think I'm in a good place with my collectibles, there's like something else coming. And so now I'm like, oh, I got to sell this now. The whole AF-15. I almost sold my Spider-Man SR because of all of the rumors about AF-15, which Alex told me it is not coming tomorrow. But
Oh, damn.
all of the
Okay.
rumors.
All right, guys. That's insider information
Alex
right
said
here.
it's not happening tomorrow.
All right. Good to
Unless,
know.
unless he's the best actor in the world. I believed him when he said, no, it's not happening tomorrow. But that doesn't mean that it's not happening on the 10th.
That's true. Yeah, and all right. I'm gonna take that as it's dropping on the 10th now. Secret Rare Spider-Man is probably, top 5 in the app, if not top 3 in the app. So I think you made a good decision in keeping that.
Yeah.
With your VeVe collection, are you trying to continuously add more? Do you have sort of like a cap where it's like, all right, now my vault is over X amount of dollars, I gotta cash this out? Or is it just, no, this is a fun collection, I see the upside, I'm having fun along the way? And how do you kind of tackle that?
I used to think that there was a cap. Like when all the golden moments were coming out, I was like, okay, I need to have every one of the golden moments. And then I'll be set. Then I'll be good. Then I don't need to worry about it anymore. But then I didn't realize that more golden moments were going to come, and they dropped Donald and Daisy and Pooh and Piglet and Lady and the Tramp, and then Timon and Pumbaa, which nobody talks about. But
I
so
talk
I'm
about
like,
them.
okay. Hmm?
I love Timon and Pumbaa. I talk about them.
So then I was like, okay, actually, they're probably going to drop all. I mean, how many golden statues are there? 50 in Disneyland?
I think so, yeah, 50.
So at the time when we had the first set of golden moments, I was like, okay, as long as I have all of those, and then I have a Todd, and I have a Pride, and I have, I don't know, this Superman, then I'll be set. But it actually never ends. There's always going to be something else coming out. You're going to always be chasing the next thing, and then you're going to be selling things that you didn't think that you would ever sell to try to get something else. I really don't think it ever ends, and there's never like a moment where I'm going to be like, okay, I'm good. But there are collectibles I have now, like my Harley Quinn, Steve Pugh. I love her.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
she's so special to me, and I don't think I'll ever be able to sell her. I will sell my Spider-Man Secret Rare, which is crazy. I'll sell that to get a couple AF-15s before I sell my Harley Quinn. And that's why I got another Bubbles, because I don't want to ever sell my Bubbles. And if I ever get my hands on a Donnie, if I can ever get a Donnie,
Yeah,
then I
Donnie's a
probably won't sell him either.
Donnie's a flex.
He is so cute. I love the cute collectibles. I'm a sucker for anything with rainbow colors and glitter, girly, cute collectibles. I have, the Labicorn. I have the Jermaine Rogers bunny, the blue one, so cute. I have a small stack of Dragon Girls. Um, so I
Oh
like
yeah.
all of those. Mm-hmm.
So we have a lot of great collectibles in the app and a lot of comics in the app. But what are some brands or franchises, licensors that we may or may not have that you're excited for? Is it like kind of like a Netflix show, or is it some brand from a different cartoon or a different superhero? What's one thing that you're really looking forward to?
Well, my show, Teenage Euthanasia, I've been speaking with the producer in DMs on Instagram, trying to convince him to release some NFTs. I'm telling him like, we should do this. Don't hesitate. This is the wave. But of course, I'm excited for Pokemon. I mean, I'm a Grail hunter at the end of the day. Like, that's really all I care out. I want all of the grails and the biggest, most important pieces. So I'm excited for Pokemon, and I want to have a Pikachu and a Charizard and a Mewtwo.
Smart. That is what I'm waiting for too. I think that's gonna break the app.
Yes,
Um,
that's gonna break the app. Like that's the next thing. Once we have that, then we're gonna get so many more users. It's like when Pokemon comes and when VeVe decides to make a commercial. Everyone's like, why aren't they
ooh,
advertising? There's reasons why. We don't know why
for
they
sure.
haven't advertised yet. They're still getting ready. Like we're still the baby app. There's still so much to do. We just got cash out. It just happened. But imagine when some during some sports game and there's an Apple commercial and then the VeVe commercial and then a Coca-Cola commercial. It'll happen, and then that's just going to be insane. And we'll be first, and there nothing will be available. Like all of the first pieces that we have now won't even be available. There'll be like one on there for $500,000.
Yeah, it's gonna pay to be early. I agree. I think it'll probably take a little bit of time. We're so early, right? We're so early. VeVe is um, not only pioneering in in what they're doing, but it's just a brand new space. So, like you see
Yeah,
every day on Twitter and stuff, most of the world has not caught up yet. But anybody that's actually like that understands the tech is never gonna be like, "Yo, don't talk to me," or NFT suck or something. So I think it's just that hurdle that we have to get through. And being this early, pioneering in a lot of different ways, and even yourself with music, I think, yeah, it's getting paid to be early. And I think it's kind of
yeah.
like inevitable, undeniable tech that we got right now because it just solves a problem, multiple problems that we have.
hmm Yeah, I mean, everything will be NFTs at some point, right? Our passports, our driver's license, tickets to whatever. And then you'll be able
Without
to
a
have
doubt.
these tickets, like tickets to whatever sports show, concerts, and stuff. And then now your ticket is a collectible item as well. I'm really excited for the future, and I never bought into the FUD of VV, and I think everyone just needs to relax. Just calm down. Everything will be okay.
Yeah, I think yeah, everybody's kind of like we're in an instant gratification type of society, so everyone's like now, now, now. But VV's done quite a bit of improvements, even minor improvements that seem so subtle, like the floor price. I always bring that up. At one point, you had to like search through the marketplace to find your collectible to see what it was going for. We didn't have that little floor price that showed you what it was going for. We didn't
Oh, I
have
love
like,
when they added the floor price right there. That
yeah,
was so cool.
exactly.
Or
The amount of like,
remember when you would post your collectible for sale and then you couldn't see it?
yeah,
You
you're
couldn't
like, is
see
it
your own
working?
collectible up there. Now you can
For
go in there.
sure.
You can see that. Yeah, whatever you would post before, you couldn't find it. It wouldn't show you your collectible posted for sale in the marketplace. You just couldn't see it. You'd have to go through someone else's phone to go see it. But they changed that. Like all the little changes, they're constantly working on things, and I'm really excited for them to expand on the social side of the app because it is difficult to communicate with each other, and I do see that expanding. And I'm also excited to be able to block the trolls.
Yeah, that's gonna be great, eh? Do you get a lot of those in the feed? I bet.
Oh, yeah, they come for
Yeah.
me. I've had some people say some things to me on there. I wish I could block them.
Yeah, that's the internet for you. You try to ignore them as much as you can though until you can block them. But
Yeah,
I definitely love the social aspect and the community aspect behind VeVe. One thing
it's
that I
so
like to highlight, it's amazing, right? You meet people
yes.
from all walks of life and all different interests, from like Star Wars to comic books to whatever it is. What is something that you noticed in the community or um, even on Twitter that you might have not noticed somewhere else in terms of like community or building?
The support,
That's a tough question. The support,
the
okay.
support. I think as an independent artist, I feel like I'm always begging people to listen to my music. And though I do get a decent amount of streams on Spotify, I feel like if I were signed, I would have this huge label pushing me out there. So like with music, I will have to be on just really grinding to get it out there. But I feel like in the VV community, everyone is just so willing to, like and share and comment and retweet, which is so cool. And I think maybe that's just specific to Twitter. And I never even really was on Twitter very much. Alex G is the one that encouraged me to become a part of the VV Twitter community. And I'm really loving it. I just love all of the support. Um, yeah, because I've felt, I feel like the VV journey can be kind of lonely at times, especially if you don't have a bunch of friends that are on the app. I am lucky. I do have my two close friends are on the app, but the three of us, we're very different, very, very, very different on how we go about what we do on there. It's just like we're opposites. Um, and the things that I think have value, they don't think so, or what some moves that I would make, they would advise against it. So because of that, like for instance, when Walt was at 42K, I had three of them and I wanted to sell one, and I had one. That's why I bought that third one, was to sell when that happened. And I knew that that was the peak. My instincts are always right, and I knew I should have sold one. And I was telling them I had it ready. I had it fucking ready to go. I was getting ready to post it in the marketplace, and I was like shaking. I was like, I'm gonna sell one of them. And they're like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. Convinced me not to do it. And I didn't do it. And I'm still kicking myself for not selling that wall. But that's because I listened to them instead of listening to myself. So now I'm just like, on my VV journey alone. But that was before I got on Twitter. And now I feel like I can just like talk about everything that's going on. Everyone's like, yay, go you. I'm like, yes. So it's so exciting to be a part of the community on Twitter. Um, I think that that's where the most positivity is. We were talking about like where else. I feel like VV doesn't really have too much going on Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start posting about VV again on Instagram. I had people in my DMs like telling me that I was trying to scam them, so that's why I quit posting
Yeah.
on there about it. But now that we have cash out, I feel more confident to tell everybody about it, because before I was like, you're gonna put your money in here, and at some point you'll be able to get it out. Don't worry, I don't know when, but just trust me. That
It took a
sounds
while, but
terrible.
it got here. We finally got it.
Yes. So I'm very excited to start sharing even more.
Yeah, I think the support in the community and just the overall like attention, it's one thing that like it's pretty impressive. Where we're so early, not too many people might not even know about the app or NFTs or the ecosystem or things like that, right? But every single day, there's multiple live streamers or VV content or Twitter, just like threads that take up people's entire day, and there's so much attention drawn on it, and people sit in live streams every day and speculate and just want to talk and enjoy VV with other users, and we're still so early. So yeah, I think just the support and like-minded people and stuff like that, it's definitely, it feels like a community, right? It feels like a community. And yeah, just the beginning for sure. So the boba drop, I want to talk to you about that.
God.
You skip Boba. Who skipped Boba in the chat? I haven't talked to the chat at all yet because it's not showing up in my StreamYards, but I'll pull it up in just 1 minute.
Yeah, I'm watching it here on my phone.
Are you okay? Did I miss
I
a
see
time?
it.
Missed a
I
ton,
see it.
probably.
The Boba drop. So I was talking to Alex on his Don't AMA. He brought me up to speak, and I was like, I can't stay long. I'm going out with friends. I'm gonna go get drunk. I ended up passing out. Didn't set an alarm, and I woke up 30 minutes after, so I missed it.
Okay. So it was just that. It wasn't, you would have went for it otherwise.
Yeah, I was gonna go for it, but then I would have
Okay.
been pissed off to pay $80, and then the common and uncommons all selling $40 below retail. That's why I don't want to go for the drops anymore. That makes me so angry to pay to pay for something, and then I see that everyone's just undercutting each other and ruining the floor, and and then I hit on the drops, but it's always common, uncommon. I haven't gotten anything above that on the drops. So I would have gotten a common, and then I would have been angry.
You would have got number 48 or 41 ultra rare. No, but yeah, for sure. The common and uncommon going under retail definitely kind of surprised me a little bit. Surprised me a
Yeah,
little bit.
guys,
But
just stop doing that. We have control, we have the power. Just don't do that.
you just hear that?
Just stop doing
All right.
that. I mean, I posed a question on Twitter. I'm like, why does this happen? And a couple people were saying it's because they're hoping to get a great mint, and
Mhm.
then they didn't, so they're just willing to sell it for whatever. But I do feel like we have control over what the floors are, and if I don't know. I don't really know how to solve this.
The
But
way I
it's
look at
something
it,
that affects me.
I
Mhm.
look at the commons and uncommons as kind of like consolation pulls. So while we chase the ultras and stuff, but with Boba, I still expected both common and uncommon to go over retail just because of the character and the hype around it. My
You know what?
collectibles
I wasn't surprised. I'm not surprised
reaction.
about the prices.
You weren't surprised, I know. You caught
Mm,
on. Yeah, I can't always be right. I was off on that one, but I was expecting over retail. Yeah, so definitely not a terrible one to skip, but do you normally go for most drops or
I used to go for all the drops. In 2021, I went for every drop. Um, 2020, I went for all of the early decon drops, all the golden moment drops. But to be honest, I haven't been excited about anything lately. There hasn't been a drop in the past couple months that I have been excited about. I mean, I went for Darth Vader, but I'm not a Star Wars fan, which is why Boba, I wasn't super excited about it. And if I was going to get anything in Star Wars, it would be Darth Vader, or I would buy my R2D2 back or C3PO. I feel like Boba is fourth in line. It's just my opinion, but fourth in line is importance of the Star Wars characters that we have on the app thus far. So if I was to get something
facts?
Star Wars, I would get a Darth Vader. I would get my Darth Vader back. I had two. I sold them both to get the Spider-Man SR though. I sold everything to get that.
Yeah, it was a good pickup. You got it at 14K.
14.8.
Yeah, you're laughing, and it went up to like 40K like a week later.
It was 3 days later. Yes,
Only in
exactly.
VeVe.
Exactly 3 days later. And then I was like, well, this is the peak of this. So let me try to sell it now for 38K. And I posted it. And then a couple people undercut me. And then I posted mine for 29. And some people undercut me. And I was like, never mind. And so I think I ruined the floor in that moment. That was all my fault. I
I feel the same way
single-handedly.
sometimes. I drop a collectible and then my DMs get flooded by people being like, "Why are you selling this? Should we all sell?" And I'm like, "No, I
No,
need some gems."
right. I'm just trying to sell. You don't
Yeah,
sell. Just let mine sell, please.
it's like a crash indicator for some people. They're like, "All right, we're out of here. We're out of this collectible."
Right. I mean, I think maybe we need. Oh, you can't change your name on VeVe, huh?
No, I don't think so. Oh wait,
No.
no, you can.
Oh, can you?
No, no. Actually, I don't know if you can. You can change your email though. Like you can email support to change your email.
Okay, but no. So you can't go incognito. People are always going to know when Kobe collects his
Yeah,
dropping.
it's
Yeah.
we got to get a private mode for the market. That'd be nice.
Private mode. Yeah.
So you talked about collectibles that you wouldn't like want to sell, right? Either on pumps or on dumps. So there's certain collectibles that I have that when they were 10x the price of right now is like it can still go higher and I don't want to sell it. And there's collectibles that have lost 90% of value, but I'm like I'm still keeping you. Like I'd rather just have you than the money. Other than bubbles, what are those few pieces that you're like? Um, Obviously we have a number for everything. If somebody came and offered us like 50K for your bubble collection, I'm gonna have to be like, yo, send him the bubbles. But what are those
Yeah.
collectibles that are like kind of like just vault holders or things that you don't really care about the value too much. You just like that so much. Other than
That's
bubbles.
actually a good question. So I co-owned the 1901 partner statue with Savdad, and we just got the most amazing offer for it, and we passed on it.
Did you?
Yeah, someone was
All
willing
right.
to trade some. I wonder, should I even be telling you guys this?
Before you say it, let me guess that like it was at least $100,000 offer.
More.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but that's a tough one, right? Like Walt's birthday year,
Mm-hmm.
right? Yeah, Walt's birthday
Yes.
year.
Yep. Walt's
So
birthday.
if you put that for $1 million, for example, the only way anybody will hold Walt's birthday year mint is to either pay you $1 million or to be you, right?
Or
So
what?
you
Or what?
or to be you. So it's not going out of your hands unless they pay that asking price, right? So for one-on-one collectibles like that, it's tough. We might have
Yeah.
the right set of eyes coming at any minute now that if you have it listed at 500 grand, they'll take it, right? Just one set of eyes that it really matters about. So yeah, I don't blame you. But what if you don't mind sharing what the offer was? Well, you don't have
I
to.
think it's okay to
There's no
share
pressure.
as long as I don't say who sent it, so to keep his privacy. But he
Mhm.
offered a Superman number 46, Aston Martin SR 43, Marvel number 1, 508, Fantastic Four Secret Rare number 515, the VeVe logo, and a partner statue. Oh my god, I'm getting texted. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Okay, they're texting me. They hear me telling you guys this.
Oh
It's
yeah.
okay. Yeah, it's fine. My
All right.
my group thread. Yeah, and then he also has a Donnie, and I was like, "Will you throw the Donnie in there?" And he was willing to do that too. So that's
Oh
just such
yeah.
an
I
amazing
think I have an
package,
idea.
right?
I think I have an idea of who it is. But yeah, that's a really good deal, and it's hard to say who comes out the winner. It's a one of one mint, right? So it's tough.
Well,
But
one of the
when
main
you go,
things for me was, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, after you.
Go.
I don't even remember. No, go ahead.
Um, since the market is going down and there's the recession talk, I just felt like, yes, all of these, I would love to have a Marvel number 1, you know but with the value going, and then we did the math on it, it was well over 100K, but the value is will slide down. The value is sliding down. I feel like the 1901 is going to retain its value and gain value no matter what's happening in the market. So for us to trade that for all of these, that we would have to either sell now or watch the value slide down on them. It just didn't really make sense to me, especially with the potential of, who knows, like what Disney World or Disney parks are going to do, what kind of like AR technology they're going to have, and maybe they would make an offer because they would want to have that in their park.
Wow.
So
Wow. What? Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Damn. Sell it back to Disney?
hmm
Yeah, so for sure. So Walt, right off the bat, I think, regardless of it, if it ever had utility, is going to be one of those pieces that are just so highly coveted, right?
yes.
One of the first ever Disney drops, just so significant. And like I say, if you cut Walt in half, the partner statue in half, Mickey would still probably be top five, right? Mickey
Oh, I saw
alone,
you.
biggest. Yeah.
hmm
So um, a 1901 mint. Yeah, I think you probably made the right play. But what would what would be the number, right? Like you wouldn't take a dollar less than this, right? So someone comes up to you and let's say your number is like 900 grand. That means you wouldn't take 890,000 or 99,000 kind of thing. So what would be your number? Like right now, someone on screen, they're like, "Yo, I got the ETH ready. Send me your wallet and send me the wallet." What would it be?
So the number that Sav Dad and I always throw around is 5 mil.
Oh
Um,
damn! You
Just
guys are
saying,
smart. You guys are
well, we
smart.
would
Don't
hold it for
undervalue that.
5 years. We'd hold it for 5 years and really
Smart.
create like this world around it, continue to talk about it and spread the news and just, put it up there on a pedestal. And that 5 mil is always the number that we say because, of course, we're co-owners and we own it equally. So that's 2.5, but then you have to pay taxes on that. So then it ends up being like 1.5. So I
Hmm.
would be happy with that.
California taxes too, eh? That's
I gotta get out of here.
yeah. Sell if you sell that, go to like Houston, sell that
California
there,
taxes.
sell
Oh
that
no, I
there.
mean, I think we're gonna move to Puerto Rico.
Everyone's going to Puerto Rico, eh? Taxes that
I
good
guess,
there.
yeah. I mean, everyone going to Puerto Rico, we're destroying the economy over there. So don't go to Puerto Rico anymore.
The thing is, though, right? If you sold your Walt for 5 million in Puerto Rico, you would save enough on taxes to live extremely comfortably in Puerto Rico for 2 years, 2 3 years, and that's like high end. You know what I mean? Off just the tax bill that you would save. So that's
Right.
pretty smart.
I mean, if I did something like that in Puerto Rico, I would definitely give back to the country. I would, I don't know,
Without a
find
doubt.
out what they need and I would help. You can't just go to the country and get rich there and not give back to the people. That's disgusting.
No, giving back is absolutely one of the biggest things that we try to do in the community. And yeah, you being there, you probably pop off the economy a little bit, you know. But I don't doubt that you would be giving back as well. Um, 5 mil, guys. That's it's a fair price. It's a fair price.
Hurricanes have not helped either. My family is from Puerto Rico. Beautiful place, but crime is bad and traffic is bad, says Big A.
Let's go, Big A. Big A's in the chat. All right, let me see if I can pull up some of these comments. Um,
If you can't see them there, you can see it on your phone, but I'm sure you wouldn't be able to put them here so everyone can see, right?
mhm. Yeah, let me see. Um, Live viewer comments show up on StreamYard. This is an example. Show. All right.
Oh,
Okay, but why isn't any comments showing up though? That YouTube doesn't support comments on private videos. Create a public or unlisted broadcast to show your comments. It's not private. Is this private? Edit. Private. Public. There's no way this is private.
if it were private, they wouldn't be able to see us, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why I can't pop them up, but what I'll do is I'll pull up just like a separate link here and jump in the chat. Sorry guys for missing a ton of the chat so far, but do you mind if I take a few viewer questions for you?
Please.
Okay. All right. Let's see. So hello everybody. Thank you guys for joining us. Let's see. I'm gonna pull up some questions here. Um, so this kind of up your alley. Jake Langford says thoughts on Mojo Jojo. Picked up number 820 last night before the delisting.
I think right now you can't go wrong with any of the Powerpuff Girls collectibles because it was announced that the series is coming back.
Get out of here. What is
Yes.
this?
They're doing
Are you gonna be Bubbles?
Huh?
Are you gonna be Bubbles?
Um,
You reply, yeah.
no, I saw some articles online saying that there's a reboot in the works. So I found the creator on Instagram and I'm getting ready to craft a perfectly crafted message and slide into his DMs like, "Hi, I would love to voice one of the characters. Maybe I'll put together like a little sample reel of me doing, some lines from the show and doing different voices to give some options, but I'm definitely planning on sliding into the creators' DMs and trying my best. And I'm going to tell my agent. I mean, that would be a dream come true.
That'd be amazing. You could even like screen record a little AR clip of Bubbles and just do the voice on her. Send him
Right.
that with a little QR code that he gets the link to, you know. Like,
So
I'm already
smart.
Bubbles.
Yeah,
I
I could
like
just
that.
screen record a scene from the show and then mouth the voice
Exactly, yeah. That'd be
and
great.
send that to him. Right. Create for creativity. Like, that's that squeaky wheel gets the rope, or I don't know. I don't know how.
Is that a saying? I like that one.
No, I don't think that made any sense, but you guys know what I
The
mean.
squeaky wheel gets the rope. I'm using that from now on. That's a good one. All right, let me see. Let me pull up another question here. Um, so,
There's a lot of questions if you scroll back.
all right, let me see. Isn't bubbles? So, how much did you pay for the wall? How'd you, what was your wall journey like? Do you have multiples? Did you get it on drop? Did you hit Disney drops? What was that like? What was the Disney week like for you?
Oh, it was getting the 1901 was very intense. I got it the day of the drop.
Let's go.
Yes. I
Okay.
also got two more besides that one that day as well. I got one for 2,600, which I
Mhm.
sold for 19K.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Very
and
nice.
then the second one I got for 10K, but actually 7K because I bought they bought it with dirty gems.
Oh, they were clean at that point.
I'm
They were clean
telling
at
you.
that point. No, they were clean at that point. You have nothing to apologize about or be worried about.
And that one I bought it for 7K. I actually sold that one for 6K, so I lost 1,000 for that because I used those gems to get the Spider-Man SR. But the 1901, so this is how it happened. We had a list of numbers of which mint numbers we wanted to look for. The 1901 was at the top. We had 1955 and some other dates of Disneyland that I can't remember. But I was reading these numbers over and over again, and I didn't hit anything on the drop. But then as soon as the marketplace opened, I was in there looking for these numbers, looking for the 1901, looking for it. And this young man that had been buying gems off app from, he was like, "Did you hit anything on the drop?" I was like, "No." "Did you?" He's like, "Yes, he got a walt on the drop." Like, "Which one?" "Oh, 1901." It's like, oh my God. And I mean, I feel like if I were a real shark, I wouldn't have told him any of this. But I was like, wow, that's so significant. Do you know why? He's like, no. I think he said it was like the day that Disneyland opened. I'm like, no, that's Walt Disney's birthday. And I sent him screenshots of proof of that. I'm like, I tell him you're going to be a very rich man. Um, and then afterwards, I'm sitting in the backyard, and I'm like, this is supposed to be mine. I have to get it. But if I were a shark, I would have just been like, oh, cool, 1901. Uh, that is not a super low mint. I'll give you 5K for it. I could have done that, but
Yeah.
I did. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, this is supposed to be mine. It has to be mine. So then I ask him, I'm like, okay, well, what would you sell it to me for? I forget what he said. Oh, I think he was like, make me an offer, and I was like, oh, I told him 10. I think I told him 10 or 15, and he was like, send me $20,000 today,
I figured
and
that was the number.
yeah, and I'll give it to you. Um, and I actually had $20,000 cash in a shoebox,
Just like
itching,
in your back pocket, just ready to
itch.
go for the wall. You're like,
Um,
send it.
so I could have gotten it on my own, but I told Sav Dad, and I wanted to make him a part of this, and he's like, okay, I'll split it with you. Um, and then we called Sean from Comics and Crypto to broker the deal. And we had to go to several different banks to get all of the money in one place. And in the meantime, Sean, he stayed on the phone with him. And I think Sean was at some huge event. He was busy. He stayed on the phone with him for an hour to keep the deal alive, to keep the
Yeah,
gang alive. So we couldn't lose him.
for
Um,
sure.
yeah. And then we couldn't sell the money at once. And so Sean had him send the collectible to him. So Sean had the collectible because when it was during when you could transfer, Sean had the
Hmm.
1901 in his app, and then we were able to send 5. And the kid was like, because I called him a kid. I think he was 18. So I mean,
What a little Don, right? Like 18 years old, I was messing around too
yeah,
much.
he's
So
18,
18 years
19.
old, 18, 19 years old,
Mm-hmm.
selling a
Yeah,
$20,000 collectible the day that you got it on the drop for 330. Yo, good on that kid. Good on him for
yeah,
sure. Or
yeah.
young
I
man.
mean, I don't know how he feels about it now. I haven't spoken to him. I don't know.
The deal worked out like in the moment too, especially, right? So I think yeah, you had the foresight and he needed $20,000 for his wallet. So I think it's a perfect deal.
Yeah, I mean, $20,000 when you're 18 years old, that's life changing, right? I
Mhm.
mean, come on. So I don't feel bad about it. I feel good about it. I hope he still feels good about it. I hope he did good things with the money after that too, because I put him in connection with someone that could help him. You know, at the time, buying Omi was such a difficult thing. That was why a lot of people weren't able to do it because you had to go through so many different avenues. So connected him with someone to help him get Omi, and I hope he invested it and he was smart with it. But yes, the 1901 was definitely the most adventurous day thus far in VeVe, and we still have it. It's most prized.
So it sounds like you're pretty and like you can already tell, but you're a pretty advanced user. So you know the significance of mints, you know the significance of research, and you went out to go get that wall. So it actually sounds like it was meant to be. Finding that and finding it the way you did too. Like before it was listed, like, yeah, what did you get?
It's like
You know what I mean?
came to me through the
So
universe in such a magical way, especially because I was like reading these numbers over and over again as I was scrolling 1901, 1955, and scrolling 1901, 1901, 1901. And then it was there in my text message. Like, I wonder
it's
if that's cool.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's actually unreal.
Yeah.
And
I know.
we're not even 12 months past your purchase date and you got a six-figure deal that you declined. Pretty
I know.
good.
You know,
That's pretty good.
it's just like you're like, am I doing the right thing? Yeah, I just have to trust my instincts because they haven't led me wrong. Yeah, look at this. Um, he said, did you get him? I don't know if you could see it. Did you get him? I'm like, nope. He's like, yeah, I got one. I'm like, oh my fucking god, what number? He says 1901. I'm like, I think that's a special number. He's like, it's Club Disney. I'm like, no, it's the year that Walt was born. You're gonna be very rich, my friend. And then here's the pause. And then I'm like thinking like
You might have saved the day for him, right? If he thought it was like not that significant, he might have floored it for 5K, 6K and or something like that, right? So um
he wouldn't have known what he had, and he would have sold it in the marketplace probably for floor price, whatever it was. And
mhm.
then someone else would be very rich.
I think yeah, I think it's wow, what a story. What a collectible to have. And there's something about kind of those like gut feelings and instincts and energy, kind of like reading and vibing with energy. Yeah, so I think holding that is gonna probably um, pay off. Let me see if
Mm-hmm.
I can pull up a few more questions here. So we
Oh my
got
gosh, so many comments. I'm sorry we're not answering them, guys. This is so cool, though.
yeah, I
Sarah says that was so thoughtful to give him ways to leverage what you paid him. Oh, yeah. I didn't want to just give him the money. You're 18 years old, just go blow it all, go party with friends. Like, I want to try to help him with his future.
yeah, that is pretty amazing of you. Again, that is a young man, and that's a pretty big potential launching pad for what he might want to do, right? So, wow, that's a great story. Let me see. We got we entered the Mojo Jojo. We
Yeah, we
got
answered the Jojo.
let's see. So we asked, or we got the Walt story.
Mm-hmm.
Um, all
Kobe,
right.
Kobe, how come you don't click on the comments to show them on the screen? If you guys know how we can do that, we're trying to figure it out.
Yeah, so they're not like showing up in my StreamYards. So I'm kind of like I'm pulling up a YouTube the live stream and kind of pulling them up from there. A little bit of technical difficulties, guys. It's my first time using StreamYards and interviewing. So um, let's see.
Oh, everyone's saying that you should have bought ETH.
So K Collections, Kyla's in the chat, and
Hi, Kyla. We're supposed to have
she's
an
not.
interview soon, maybe on Tuesday.
Yeah, what a small world, eh? I told her that last or yesterday, and she's like, "I'm interviewing her too," and I was like, "Oh man, it's amazing." But she
Um,
said, "Sorry, go ahead."
nope, I'm sorry, I keep cutting you.
She says you don't have to, but she says, "Wait, where'd it go?" She was asking for a sample of the Bubbles voiceover. And you don't, yeah, you don't have to do that now. You don't have to do that now. We'll wait for the Bubbles voiceover AR video.
When I put something together, I'll post it on Twitter. But I'm just no.
Yeah, no, save that for sure.
Yes, I do have Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify. It's my name everywhere. Same thing. Kallee Brookes, KALLEE BROOKES.
I put a few of your links below, but I'm gonna update those. I'll put your Spotify link and a few others, but Twitter and YouTube is down there. You're pretty active on the Twitter VeVe community, and yeah, I gotta get your Spotify link and a few others in there. So if anybody has any questions, you can drop them in the chat now. And Callie, how long do I have you for?
Another 30 minutes.
All right, nice. Okay, cool. Let's see if we can get a few questions for you. And for the VeVe Anthem, right? So the VeVe Anthem, you're dropping it on Friday. Where are we going to find that? Is it going to be on Spotify? Is it YouTube? Is it
Spotify and Apple Music if you want to purchase it there, or you could go stream it for free on YouTube.
Okay, I'm going to make sure to buy it on Apple Music. I don't have Apple, so I'm going to send I got to make an Apple account to get that, but I'm definitely going to find you on Spotify as well. Let's see. So, here's one. Sorry, go ahead.
No matter I got money on my mind. I got thoughts, I got prides.
Is that part of it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's. Oh man, guys, we got a sneak preview for Friday, and we have a question from the chat that I was gonna ask you about and I completely forgot about. While we were setting up, VeVe announced our next drop. Did you see what it was yet?
No.
Okay, so we got Buzz Lightyear.
Okay.
It's all right. Yeah, it's pretty good.
AF-15.
Not AF-15.
Come this month. Watch, it just doesn't even happen.
Before we talked, before what you said earlier about what Alex said, and not specifying that it wasn't coming in August at all, I think it's now coming in August. But as of yesterday, like when people are asking me, I was like, guys, it could come out next year. There's no guarantee. No one said anything, but seeing a few of the replies and things like that on Twitter, and I think Dino just released a video saying it's not coming out tomorrow too. So yeah, it could come out this month, but like you said, it could not come out at all this month as well. For Buzz, are you gonna go for that drop? What are you thinking here?
Let me see. I'm looking it up.
Apparently, Woody pumped a little bit off the announcement. So
okay, naturally.
Some Pixar hype. The way I look at a lot of drops, guys, is kind of a big opportunity that VeVe is giving us. So I know some people were like, wait to drop AF-15 maybe like a month or 2 months from now, right? But the way I look at it is, let's say it got dropped tomorrow, Callie. We got a much higher chance of hitting blind boxes. So maybe me and you can get five each. Maybe one of those is a secret rare, maybe it isn't. If we did AF15 during just a small hype of January, right? I definitely wouldn't have gotten a box. I had like a 2-3 month streak where I couldn't even hit drops anymore, like at all. It was just bots and everybody else that got them. So, yeah, I think it's definitely an opportunity. Do you look at drops like that, or do you kind of like is Buzz one of those opportunities, or is it not on your radar?
Uh, I just don't think things are gonna do as well as they could right now. No matter what they drop. I mean, I feel like even
Mhm.
if we, there's like, how much is AF15 going to be? I think it's going to be less than what people think, just because of the economy, the way the market is. So I think no matter what we drop right now, I think it's just going to be less than it would have been had it been January, February, March, December, November. um I don't know. I mean, of course we have to keep dropping things, but I just think that they're gonna resell for less than what they could if things were better. If you know what I mean.
I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, definitely. If it was dropped in January, it would be really hard to get both like on the secondary and on drops for sure. Um,
Hmm.
you
Which is
said
good though. It's
for
good
sure.
because now everybody has a chance. Like if you're coming and you're new to the app and you don't have that much to spend, now you have the opportunity to get things in, and that's great. But I'm really after the grails, so I don't know if I'm gonna go for Buzz, especially. I mean, how much is it gonna? How much is retail? I don't want to pay high retail anymore when I could just wait and get it for half price in the aftermarket.
Yeah, you're right. I guess it definitely depends on the retail price, the edition size, and a lot of that. And yeah, you're right. So with the market taking a dip, we have a lot of people in the community and in this live chat right now that were able to acquire a Walt in the last 60 days or even in the last 30 days. So um,
Hmm.
it comes with opportunity, right? There's that
Yes.
saying where when people are fearful, be greedy. When people are greedy, be fearful. And we kind of saw that happen with January. I remember at that point I was kind of doing daily live streams. So in one of the live streams, I was like, or in a few in a row, we were like, guys, kind of getting a little bit worried now. People are selling the dream more than the collectible, where everyone was like, yo, get your puppy an account, your cat, your goldfish, and everybody in your family members. Make sure they all hit the drop because we're selling this for 10 times what we got it for. And it didn't even matter what the collectible was. Like any comic that dropped,
Right.
people were going for. Any collectible that dropped, it was going to be the next big thing, right? So, yeah, the Great Reset, like Sleeping Comics called it in one of his videos, I think is good and healthy. And um, you coming from that investing background, when something dips, it doesn't really ignite that panic in you because you have that
Not at all.
experience, right? Where a ton
Mm-mm.
of the users that jumped in January, especially being sold a dream and then jumping on and then having a dip or maybe losing 10 grand in 10 days or whatever it might have been, that's tough for a lot
Right.
of
It's
those users,
terrifying.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think when the next pump comes, we'll be first of all prepared, first of all more experienced, and second of all, um, yeah, we got to learn from it. That's basically what I was going over, and we get to
Let's
stack again.
see. Sav Dad commenting. Nathan Galloway, what are you saying? It would be a huge miss by Marvel if they miss this opportunity of dropping AF15 this month. Okay, so also did you guys see that Comics and Crypto, they posted on Twitter about the AF15 birthday, and then debut he commented with the birthday cake.
He did, he did. That's hype. Does that
Debut
mean
commented with the birthday
are we getting it on the 10th now? So
maybe,
honestly, I
because
think it's
also
like, go ahead.
no.
No, no, after you.
um when they dropped that the AMA, why? why did they both have the physical AF-15 comics like ready to show off? So it's having this conversation with Will. If David just was showing us that he just purchased it and he was super excited about it, that'd be one thing. And him just David showing us like, look what I got. That's one thing. But then for Dan to have it sitting there on his desk too and to lift it up like that, that's just like, come on, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that to us? But I
You're
don't
right.
think that it's not coming tomorrow. Alex said no. They would have already been tweeting about it. You know, if you go in the past, when there's a big drop coming, they give us at least 2-3 days. It wouldn't be just surprise, right? And then also, I think they're very busy with delisting the bot accounts right now. So I just don't think it's happening
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah. So those are all really good points. And yeah, there's no way it's gonna happen tomorrow.
No,
Um,
right?
but definitely could happen on the 10th. That David Yu didn't need to comment on comics and cryptos tweet there, right? A lot of
No.
people have said a lot of different dates, and David Yu's been silent on every one of those tweets. So to have that there, to have Spider-Man's birthday or something like that on the 6th, to have our anniversary of Secret Rare Spider-Man, our anniversary of Amazing Spider-Man #1, it's all kind of lining up. So
Yeah.
fun to speculate. And yeah, I think maybe it's the 10th. Maybe it is the 10th. And
And I just hope
hopefully
I
we
get
all
to
hit
see
Secret Rares on the drop.
on the drop. Ah.
Let me ask you a question. What would you think? What would you say is more significant? Or I guess it would be, of course, like questions like this are um, for the individual as well. Like what's significant to someone might be completely different to someone else. But what would you say is like the top like Disney mint number? Is it 1901? Is it 333? Is it just 33, which we can't get, held back by VeVe? Or what do you or is it multiple? Is it a string? Or is it specific to the collectible? What do you think?
I personally think that the 1901 Walt is arguably the most significant of all the
Peace.
golden moments, and arguably could be one top 3 or 5 most significant collectibles in the entire app at the moment.
I look at Walt as arguably the best NFT on the blockchain. So I don't see like for me he's #1 on the VeVe app. Um, and I do think he's number. It's tough to say though because other NFTs have like they're whole different games. It's like comparing like a restaurant to a sports arena or something like that. So, um, but yeah, I agree with you. 1901 Walt might be the most significant NFT, like one of the most significant NFTs we have in the app. If you think about them all, right? So 1938 Marvel Comics Secret Rare. If it was someone got that 1938 mint and it was a secret rare, or 1939 mint, sorry, that's pretty nuts. That's pretty nuts. So that would be up there, I think. I still wouldn't put it over 1901 Walt. Um, yeah, that's a good point. It's a really good point.
Don asked, Callie, are you a fan of Recur or other projects, or do you like Sanrio? I don't know what Sanrio is, and I just got introduced to Recur because of the Rugrats drop,
Okay,
which I went
you
for,
did that
but
one. Right?
yeah, I went for. I was so excited. I really wanted one. But the app was freezing. It was freezing on me, and I wasn't able to get one. So that kind of sucked. And then afterwards, they were reselling. They were expensive, so I just didn't get one. I
Yeah,
bet
and
David.
they've tanked since. I think
Hmm.
they've gone down quite a bit since. I think too.
Oh, they've gone down.
I think
Okay, I
so.
haven't
Yeah.
checked.
Have you heard of Hero or um, what else is kind of up there?
Hero, that's the HRO packs that you do, right?
Exactly.
That's
Yeah, that's the one.
that's all DC, yes?
That's all DC right now. Yeah. So on their website, they have it listed on their roadmap, which is pretty cool. But they have it listed that Warner Bros. Is and DC Comics is their first partner, and I thought it was cool that they specified first partner. So I think that maybe we get some Marvel cards eventually. We might get some Disney cards, and those kind of companies they license out their cards, right? There's different companies that create those cards. So maybe Hero with the proof of concept and building a little bit more can get those companies too. But are you in anything other than VeVe, or is VeVe like that takes your time? If you're looking at NFTs,
VV's it.
don't blame you. There's so much on VeVe, right? So many
Yeah,
different brands and so many different things coming.
yeah, big brands, 3D. I'm really excited for the metaverse and having my mansion there, and I'm excited to have all my collectibles on display in there. Um, and I want to start getting some posters because I saw someone say, like, what are we going to put in the walls in there? And I was like, right.
I love the House of Cards, and especially
Mhm.
in AR, they look really good. Like I've had some really good content made just off like posting those in AR. And have you dove into VR at all yet? Like, do you have an Oculus headset?
Um, I had one, but I gave it to Sav Dad. He's got kids. I gave
Nice.
it to his kids. So I got to play with it a little bit. Then I gave it away. So no, I don't have one, but I'm going to get one. I have to.
I think you do. I think you do. So we're building a few things in there, and a lot of it is based around experiences, right? So the first time I got it was like, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks ago. And one of the first things I did, put it on, and I went to like the hangout area. So like you go through, like one, I pulled up like a mansion, right? So I'm walking through, and like it was pretty immersive. Like when you look at someone, it feels like you're making eye contact. You know what I mean? Like if you
Right.
stare at someone too long, you might like you'll look away, kind of thing. So, but going through the little mansion with a bunch of different people in different rooms and stuff, and it felt like you're kind of going through different rooms. I got a lot of ideas, and we started to build some of those things. We're starting to build some of those things, and yeah. Do you are I know you're planning on doing things with spatial and releasing different concerts and stuff like that. How big do you think that'll be with the music industry? Do you think we'll have tons of like? Do you think that'll be a dominant industry, or do you think people will
Yes,
most likely okay
I think it's
stick with
going to take
traditional?
over. I think it'll take over because now it gives people the opportunity in different places of the world that they would never be able to see this artist live in concert. Now they can just put on their headset and they're there with them. I think that that is the future, 100%. I mean, I know the technology will be expensive, so it's like people in third world countries. Not everyone will be able to have it at first, right? But then
Hmm.
newer versions will come out, and then people will resell, or what the first version of whatever it is will trickle down, and at some point, everyone will have it, and everyone will be there and be able to have these experiences. When they wouldn't have been able to get on a plane and do the hotel, and the tickets for these concerts and these festivals are $700 now. It's crazy.
It's unreal, yeah.
So yeah, I think that is definitely the future.
I feel the same way with in terms of like that kind of connection. There's a ton of people that um, physically can't make it for one reason or another. So I think that will
Right.
definitely work both ways, where it'll increase the music industry and also um, the way I look at it is we're moving towards, and you're a similar age to me, so we had a lot of probably similar experiences with technology being released throughout our life, right? So we got to experience dial-up. We got to experience Wi-Fi coming out, high speed, 3G, 4G, 5G. But the thing is, like, we're not like that didn't happen in too long of a time span. It's been like 15 years, and like every year, it's like we're advancing in such a rapid rate. So the way I look at it is we're entering in maybe 2 or 3 years. We're going to enter sort of a digital renaissance period where somebody can put on AR glasses and see you perform in their living room, or
Yes.
put on AR glasses and have LeBron James playing defense on them while they're playing basketball. So if I want to do a 100-meter dash and I want to see how fast the fastest running back is in the NFL compared to my speed, I can use that against in a training simulation, right? So
Mhm.
that kind of stuff, I see it pretty soon when I can click and download and I can click and upload and it's instant. Where we're moving to that, right? And technology obviously has to be created and then become cheaper and things like that. But I love what you're doing. I think you're an absolute pioneer. I hope you get that bubbles roll. And yeah, I just wanted to point that out. I think it's brand new. We're kind of building it. What do you think of that?
As far as what you had so many points in there.
Sorry. In terms of kind of like the digital progression and where um, yeah, where you see yourself kind of moving towards that. Sorry, I kind of fumbled that question a little bit. um,
Um, where do I see myself in the digital age?
yeah, let's go with how quick do you see technology developing to get to that, right? Like let's say like AR glasses and you in concert. Like let's say somebody wanted to see you in person through a virtual reality concert. How long do you think that'll be until it actually is like part of society and part of our life?
So I thought it was further away than it is. Because just last week someone showed me this room that they made in spatial, and then also seeing the space that non-fungible wonderful is making for his concert room. It just seems like everything is right around the corner, so I thought it was going to be much farther out, but I think it's closer than I even realized, which is super exciting. And then also, oh, I just saw this documentary on HBO Max. This We Met in Virtual Reality, and it's like the first metaverse film. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know, but like I know about me. Yeah, I've read an article recently about something like that, but I'll let you continue.
Yeah. So I just think that it's all here already, which I didn't realize. Um, because I was throwing this idea of, oh, we'll be able to do festivals in the metaverse, and now I have people DMing me like, we're creating a space. Are you ready to perform now? I'm like, oh, I had no idea that, I'd be able to do this tomorrow. So I think it's here now.
Yeah, I agree. Kind of came out of nowhere and at full speed, and we do see it in different like things already. So, Travis Scott had one of the biggest digital concerts, and it was in a video game. So it was technically live because you could like, what does that say? Was
We
that your
met in
concert?
virtual reality. We met in virtual reality. It's the film on HBO about these friends that became friends in VR.
All right, I gotta watch it. I think I have HBO. It's with. I might have to
Yeah.
watch that tonight. I'll let you know what I think.
hmm I think it's good because, a lot of people are still really afraid of it. There's just so many people being like, no, this reality is going to create dystopia here on Earth, and just like strange negativity that I don't really understand because I just am always excited about technology in the future. But there's a lot of people that are really afraid of it. So I think like little films like this can show people like it's okay. Like you can experience this VR, and life is still going to exist here as well, and everything will be fine. I really do think like there's like a great future waiting for us despite all the post-apocalyptic films that we see that make us think like the future is going to be terrible.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a stigma attached to virtual reality and digital stuff and technology in general. And we've experienced that throughout history where the radio got released, and everyone was like, "Oh man, this is gonna bring families huddled around one voice, and they're not gonna go outside anymore. No more family vacations because of the radio." TV came out, and the exact same thing. Color TV, they're like, we don't want our kids watching flashing lights and this and that. Same thing with the internet, even mobile internet. People were like, yo, internet should stay in the computer lab. Stop trying to bring Wi-Fi everywhere. We don't need that. So yeah, there's definitely a stigma that we got to get over, and
Yeah.
um,
And it's
there's
always
a
based around that too. Like, we're not going to go outside anymore. But
yeah.
in a way, we're already there. We already live in VR. In a way, if you think about how we're always on the computer, or we're always in our phone, or we're always in the apps and Instagram and the TikTok and Twitter, and we're always playing video games. In a way, we're already the people that are afraid. Like I say to them, you're already in it. You just don't realize it. You're already in there all
We've
day.
been living it. We've been living it
Hmm.
for a while. Right now, I'm looking at you through a screen, right?
Yeah.
Where we have a bunch of completely digital comments. You guys are all typing digitally and stuff. So, um, yeah, without a
What's up?
doubt. And what's that?
Chillax said, "What's outside mean?"
I
Funny.
don't know, man. But yeah,
What's
so if you want to hike, right, I think you'll still be hiking. But
yeah.
the one the one thing that I use the Oculus for almost try and do it every day, but there's been some days that I can't do it. But it'll be on my head for 15 minutes, and it's something that I found when I got it, and it's basically Guitar Hero but boxing.
Okay.
So I love boxing, and it's basically a fitness app. And the first time I used it, I was like drenched in sweat, and I was like, it was immersive, and I felt like I was in the gym boxing, right? So um, it has increased since I got the Oculus, and I was out of the gym for a little while in terms of like stamina, right? So in about 3-4 weeks, like I've noticed my stamina has increased a ton. I've noticed like the actual benefits to it, right? I'm not in there trying to um, spend hours a day, but that 15 minutes a day in that fitness app has actually enhanced it. So if you are in there to do a seminar and I can pull things up as we're taught, there's just so much tech use to it and like use case to it, right? Positive use case. So yeah, I think the more people see that, if like um, they can go through their favorite artist's museum and pull out live shows and now experience a live show from 1977 or whatever it is. There's just so much we can do. And I think, yeah, the more people see the use cases for it, the more the stigma will be removed. And
Right.
there's always going to be negativity too, right? So we just got to
Yeah.
steer around it. We got to steer
Yeah.
past it.
I gotta go soon. You want to take two more questions from the chat?
Let's do it. We got, let's see. So we got, um, okay. So we got Jake Langford. He says, do you think more utility is coming to golden moments in current drops, or will we need to wait for future drops?
Oh, I think they'll definitely add utility to whatever they want anytime they want to, regardless if it's dropped or not. Oh, didn't I saw or heard something about the golden moments and or about the partner statue, and you can go to Disney World with it? Was that not true?
Not quite. No, that's like it's one of the things that people speculate, where like Walt will give us potentially like certain percentages off park passes and things like that. So, which
Yeah.
would be massive.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I hope they do it. They should definitely do it.
I agree. I think they're going to do it. We've seen it a few times with like airdrops and things like that, but I think they've been talking about the shift to utility. So I do see that coming. Let me get one more question before I say thank you to you and all of that. We got. Do you see one that you want to pick out, or should I find one here?
Okay.
Oh, I have another one for you right after, if you have a minute. But I
Yeah.
can say that for next time
And
too.
then I have to go.
Okay. Um, so VeVe Las Vegas says, Callie, what would be your dream project or actor, musician to work with? And I'm going to piggyback off that really quick. What is someone you worked with already that might have said one sentence to you or one line to you that inspired you or like, thank you, like I'm going to keep doing this, or kind of gave you that inspiration?
Okay. Let me see. So, an actor that I worked with that gave me a one line.
Or yeah, it gave you some sort of like push or inspiration, or you're like, thank you, like I'm like it helped you out and or like inspired you or something like that.
So, I have a tiny scene in How I Met Your Mother with Jason Segel, which was a huge moment for me. I was, yeah, I
Oh,
was 19 or 20. Um, and he's just so cool. We were waiting to film, and he's just like chain smoking his cigarettes, and I think he'd just done the Muppets. And I was like so excited about that, and he was like, "Oh, that was whatever." Like he was telling me he didn't even want to do that movie. But I did my little scene with him, and then afterwards, he kissed me on the cheek and told me I was going to be a star, and I just never
let's
forgot that.
go. So I looked you up on IMDb today.
Mhm.
How I Met Your Mother to prepare for this interview. How I Met Your Mother is one of my favorite shows of all time. I
Oh,
saw that in your credits in your so I was like, oh, so I've seen you hundreds of times already because I've rewatched that show so many times. And I have. I know exactly what scene that is. So that's too funny.
oh, you
I
know
had
the
to
scene where he comes out, he's naked, and he's in college. He's like,
you
beer
report it.
killings. Yeah, I was the
Funny.
reporter.
So yeah, I saw you years and years ago. um, yeah, that was a great scene. That's a great story, and thank you for sharing that. So, Callie, thank you so much. First of all, for being my first interview. Thank you for being an amazing guest. You had so much insight. You shared so much, and yeah, I really appreciate having you on. I hope we can work together in different things, and I just appreciate you. So, thank you so much for coming on the channel.
Thank
Um,
you. Thank you for having me, and thank you for everyone for watching and commenting. I'm sorry we didn't get to answer all your comments, but I see them all. I read and see all of them as they came in. So I really appreciated it. I feel so lucky to be a part of this community.
Thank you once again. Next time I'll get the comments ready beforehand. So
Okay.
we'll have those to
Okay.
pull up. Yeah, thank you so much once again. Really appreciate you. Go have a great rest of your day. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I'll just say bye to you off the stream. So I end the stream in a second. And all right, guys, thank you once
Bye,
again.
guys. I see all the
Thank you,
comments.
Cal.
Bye.